For prayer to mean anything, the faithful must expect God to answer. We may not hear him respond the way a friend answers in a conversation, but we need to know that God cares about our desires and will give to us everything we ask for that aligns with his holy will. Psalm 21 is proof that God answers prayer. Psalm 20 is a prayer for God to save the king and make him successful, especially in the day of battle. Psalm 21 answers that prayer. Listen to verse 1. O Lord, in your strength the king rejoices, and in your salvation how greatly he exalts. God granted the king's desires, met him with rich blessings, crowned him with gold, and answered his prayer for life, verses 2 through 4 tell us. The godly prayed that the king would join them in trusting not in the flesh, but in the name of the Lord, Psalm 20, verse 7 says. And God answered that prayer. Listen to Psalm 21, verse 7. For the king trusts in the Lord, and through the steadfast love of the Most High, he shall not be moved. The psalm's second half presents the believing king as the executor of God's justice. A central role of Israel's king was the preservation of righteousness. He should protect the vulnerable and punish oppressors. The good king will find his enemies and consume them. Their mischievous plans will fail. We know this king as Jesus. Christ's judgment is central to his ministry. He shall come again to judge the living and the dead, we confess. And we don't say that ashamedly or reluctantly. Like the faithful who have gone before us, we should celebrate God's ultimate comprehensive judgment. And so the psalm ends like this. Be exalted, O Lord, in your strength. We will sing and praise your power. Someone has said this rightly. In a world of systemic injustice, bullying, violence, arrogance, and oppression, the thought that there might come a day when the wicked are firmly put in their place and the poor and weak are given their due is the best news there can be. In a wicked world, a good God must be a God of judgment. Psalm 21 is an encouragement to pray, especially for King Jesus to come and defeat his enemies. Even now, we can rejoice in his strength and in his gracious salvation. One day, we will also rejoice that he has put all his enemies under his feet. This is Psalm 21. To the choir master, a psalm of David. O Lord, in your strength the king rejoices, and in your salvation how greatly he exalts. You have given him his heart's desire, and you have not withheld the request of his lips. Selah. For you meet him with rich blessings. You set a crown of fine gold upon his head. He asks life of you. You gave it to him, length of days forever and ever. His glory is great through your salvation. Splendor and majesty you bestow on him. For you make him most blessed forever. You make him glad with the joy of your presence. For the king trusts in the Lord, and through the steadfast love of the Most High he shall not be moved. Your hand will find out all your enemies. Your right hand will find out those who hate you. You will make them as a blazing oven when you appear. The Lord will swallow them up in his wrath, and fire will consume them. You will destroy their descendants from the earth and their offspring from among the children of man. Though they plan evil against you, though they devise mischief, they will not succeed. For you will put them to flight. You will aim at their faces with your bows. Be exalted, O Lord, in your strength. We will sing and praise your power.